Okay, so what's up, everybody? This is KingJivesShow here, doing an interview with one of the victims that have been extorted and just tried to be railroaded by the obnoxious blogger William G. McCray III, if that's his real name, who is going to be choked by his own bow tie. Anyways, so we're just having a conversation here with prophet pastor Ryan Chandler. So he's just going to give his side to the things that have occurred between he and William McCray, and more than likely some other individuals that William McCray has dealt with as well. So prophet, pastor, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good.
So do I just begin? Just take it from the top, or
yeah,
you have a question? Q&A.
Right.
Well, I will say this, that as you know, because you covered the story, that I was in a quite similar situation to another pastor previous in regards to a one-hit item situation, and so you allowed me to come on this platform again to share my experience with that. And so basically we're piggybacking on Obnoxious, William McCray, aka Obnoxious. It was in the year of 2013 when I did have my conference yet again, and Dr. Bynum was the special guest, along with other notable preachers, Prophetess Barbara Calloway and Bishop Marcus McIntosh and things of that sort. And so I reached out to Obnoxious, his office, or the number that was listed below. And long story short, I was able to contact him as well as speak with him briefly. And the conversation was very, very, it was unprofessional. There was a lot of back and forth going on both parts. Words were exchanged on both parts. And at that time, Obnoxious asked me if I would send him some money. He wanted me, and I quote, "You want me to take it down, send me $10,000.
So you mean to tell me, in order for him, which he created the story, in order for him to take down your story or your particular article, he's going to charge you $10,000.
That was it. That was correct. That was the first fee.
That was the first fee. The first fee.
Correct. And Obnoxious reached out to me via text and sent me that story. And he called me and said, "You don't want me to bring this story back up, do you?" And so, of course, I basically told him, it's already out there. So by you,
right. What you gonna
doing
do?
By you doing it again. So he was basically saying, well, this is for the newcomers, the people who don't know who you really are. And, and I have that text message. I've also, Obnoxious have, asked me to, take him out to eat and, spend time with him, things of that sort. So what did he want to? Okay, so he did a story on you, tried to extort you out of $10,000. You didn't want to do that, so then he dropped it down to $5,000, right. And then you all had conversation to go back and forth, trying to, he's trying to barter with you about, how much, it'll take to get the story down. Then he asked you, because I saw the text message you sent me. He asked you about, are you still in Atlanta? Which you didn't respond. And then like a few days later, you said, "I'm gone." And so he's trying to get you to take him out to dinner. So he's trying to get you to take him out to dinner to do what? So I wasn't sure as to where he was going with that. And as a matter of fact, to go back to the statement that you said when he said, "Are you still in Atlanta?" That was this year when I was at the Young Leaders Conference, and he found out that because of the postings that I made, you know. So some of my Facebook stuff is public and some is just, you know, for friends only. And so I'm not sure, Jives, what, you know, what obnoxious, what his state of mind or what he, you know, it's more like a give and take type of thing. So maybe, and I do know that how these things works, that, and I'm just a realist, that sometimes we tend to connect with individuals or do things with individuals that have a lot to lose like they do, or you don't want to have someone that has one up on you. So maybe that's what his position was. You know, I think recently he attacked one of my pastor friends out there in Atlanta, Pastor Tom.
Tom Anderson,
And I know Pastor Tom personally, and because of the decisions, you know, that he decided to make. Like I said, I don't know why Obnoxious is on the rampage of tearing down. It's almost remind me of the spirit of Saul when he went to go kill the Christians. So it's like Obnoxious trying to tear down the people that, you know, has a voice or have some type of influence, just like what you said. William is using his platform to blog people's business or you know, whatever, put them on blast to destroy their, you know, character. But in order for me to take down the negativity, you have to pay me. Versus we have someone else over here pay me a deposit and I decide if I want to come for you or not.
Okay.
It sounds like a little cliquish to me, but I just in my mind, you know,
Well, see, how do I say this? I have not been that type of person, because if I feel the need to do a story, I'll do a story on it. If not, I won't, because I just feel like really paying me. And I've always said, I said, well, maybe I should have been like that, making folks pay me some money. Because, I mean, it ain't like I don't have the following, because I do. But I just feel like, what's the purpose? You know, of trying to, I mean, can I be Olivia Pope? Absolutely. But it's just like, after a while, as we see now, the truth is going to always come out.
This is true. Yeah.
It's going to always come out. And it's like, and then on top of that, it's like when you do dirty stuff, that's going to come out too. Because if it don't come out in the wash, it's going to come out in the rinse. And especially in William's case, it's coming out in the wash and the rinse. All your stuff is coming out now. Everything that you've done is coming out. And it's like, my nigga, at the end of the day, you have done some horrible things to people.
Some of the stories that Obnoxious do come up with, I will say that some of it is fabricated. And I know that for a fact because of me. You go back to the story he put in the blog that I got arrested at the church, that Dr. Bynum was supposed to meet the night that she's supposed to
paid him to do that.
Well, it wasn't until this year I found that out.
Right.
And see, he lied to me. When I had this conversation with William, he lied to me and said that he had nothing to do with that. He was not in cahoots with Prophetess Bynum. We was not friends. Things that sort. It wasn't until I saw on YouTube that he did an interview with her at the beginning of this year. And I will be, you know, frank with you. I got a little upset, and I contacted him and said, "You lied. You told me that you had nothing to do with this, and you know she didn't give you the information." And
she did, because that was only to make him. That was only to make her look like she was somewhat. Because during that time when you came out with that, that was when that whole John Moore stuff came out.
That's correct.
And so she wanted to look like the victim at all costs. She didn't want nobody to think that she was the predator. And I'm like, and even like when, good, I'm glad this came to my mind. Even when it came down to you going to jail, she even got in the comments. Now, whether it was her or whether it was that Urinka the vacuum cleaner